Every single person watching this video right now is standing on the answer to problems they have been trying to solve for years. Back pain, knee pain, hip tightness, poor posture, balance issues that get worse every year, that nagging feeling that your body is aging faster than it should. You have been to the chiropractor, you have been to the physical therapist. You have bought the ergonomic chair and the standing desk and the foam roller, and none of it has fixed the root cause. Because the root cause is literally beneath you. What if I told you that one of the biggest reasons for your back pain, knee pain, poor posture, balance problems, and even accelerated aging is located at the very end of your body? Not your spine, not your core, not your brain, your feet. The truth is, most people spend their entire lives standing on their feet without ever learning how to use their feet to stand. Let's say that again. Most people spend their entire lives standing on their feet without ever learning how to use their feet to stand. And that one misunderstanding may be costing them their mobility, their balance, their confidence, and ultimately their quality of life. Before we begin, please remember that this video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new exercise, movement, or wellness program. Listen to your body, progress at your own pace, and seek professional guidance if you have any medical concerns. Wait today. Today we're going to uncover a hidden truth that almost nobody talks about. A truth that could completely change how you think about pain, posture, movement, and aging. Because your body is not built from the top down. Your body is built from the ground up. And it all starts with your feet. The foundation of everything. Imagine trying to build a house on a cracked foundation. You could repaint the walls, replace the windows, install a brand new roof, but eventually the entire structure would continue to shift because the foundation itself was unstable. And the most important piece to the foundation is called the footing. Now think about your body. Most people focus on where they feel pain. They stretch their neck, they massage their shoulders, they brace their lower back, they ice their knees. But very few people ever ask a much more important question. Where did the problem begin? The answer often starts with the feet. Every time you stand, every time you walk, every time you move, the forces traveling through your body begin at the ground. And the first structure responsible for managing those forces is your feet. If the feet are not functioning properly, everything above them must compensate. The ankles compensate, the knees compensate, the hips compensate, the spine compensates, even the neck and jaw can compensate. Your body is a chain, and the feet are the first link. Most people think of their feet as simple platforms. Nothing could be further from the truth. Your feet are an engineering miracle. Let me start with some numbers that may interest you. Each foot contains 26 bones. That is a quarter of all the bones in your entire body packed into two relatively small structures. Each foot also has 33 joints, over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments, and more than 200,000 nerve endings. Your feet are not simple platforms. They are extraordinarily complex sensory organs that are constantly communicating with your brain about where you are in space, how to balance, and how to move efficiently. Those 200,000 nerve endings are not there by accident. Evolution put them there because your feet are meant to be your primary source of information about the ground beneath you. Each foot 26 bones, 33 joints, more than 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments, thousands upon thousands of sensory receptors. That means nature invested an enormous amount of engineering into these structures. Why? Because your feet are not merely designed to hold you up. They are designed to guide, stabilize, balance, absorb shock, generate power, and provide information to the brain. Your feet are actually sensory organs. They are constantly communicating with your nervous system. Every step you take sends information upward. The surface, the angle, the pressure, the terrain, the stability, the movement. Your brain receives all of this information and makes adjustments throughout your entire body in fractions of a second. Your feet are literally talking to your brain all day long. The question is your brain still listening? Modern life has changed our feet. Let's be honest, most of us live very differently than our ancestors. For thousands of years, humans walked barefoot or nearly barefoot. They walked on rocks, grass, sand, dirt, roots, uneven terrain. Every step was slightly different. Every step challenged the feet. Every step strengthened the body. Then modern life arrived. Cushioned shoes, thick soles, raised heels, rigid arch supports, flat floors, concrete sidewalks, hours of sitting, days spent indoors. Over time, the feet became weaker, less mobile, less aware, less capable. Imagine putting your hands into boxing gloves 24 hours a day. For 10 years, what would happen? Your fingers would lose dexterity. Your grip strength would decline. Your sense of touch would diminish. That is essentially what has happened to modern feet. We have wrapped them up, protected them, supported them, and in many cases weakened them. The kinetic chain. Now let's talk about something called the kinetic chain. This is one of the most important concepts in understanding the body. The kinetic chain simply means that every joint affects every other joint. Nothing operates in isolation. The foot affects the ankle affects the knee affects the hip affects the pelvis affects the spine affects the shoulders affect the neck. Everything is connected. If your foot collapses inward excessively, your knee often follows. If your knee shifts inward, your hip changes position. If your hip changes position, your pelvis tilts. If your pelvis tilts, your lower back compensates. And suddenly you have back pain. But the back wasn't the beginning, the feet were. This is why treating only the location of pain often provides temporary relief. You're addressing the symptom, not the source. The hidden power of proprioception. Have you ever wondered how you can walk in the dark, or stand on one foot, or reach for something without looking? The answer is proprioception. Proprioception is your body's awareness of where it is in space. Think of it as your body's GPS system. And one of the greatest sources of proprioceptive information comes from the feet. When your feet feel the ground clearly, your brain can organize your body more efficiently. Balance improves, movement improves, confidence improves. But when the feet stop sending clear information, the brain becomes less certain. The body often responds by becoming stiff, rigid, protective, tense. This is one reason many people feel older than they really are. Not because they are necessarily weaker, but because they have lost sensory awareness. Their body no longer trusts itself. Aging may start at the feet. Now let's talk about aging. Most people think aging is inevitable decline. They expect stiffness, loss of balance, joint pain, reduced mobility. But what if some of these changes are not aging itself? What if they are adaptations? Adaptations to decades of weak feet, poor footwear, lack of movement variability, reduced sensory input. As we age, balance becomes one of the most important predictors of independence. A fall can change someone's life overnight, and yet balance training is rarely discussed. Strong feet help create strong balance. Strong balance helps create confidence. Confidence creates movement. Movement preserves health. It all begins at the ground. The body follows the feet. My wow philosophy. For years I have shared a simple statement. Instead of standing on your feet, use your feet to stand. At first that sounds strange, but think about it. Most people collapse into their feet. They sink into their joints. They hang on their ligaments. They rely on passive support. But the human body was designed for active support. The feet should be engaged. Awake, responsive, alive. The arches should participate. The toes should participate. The muscles of the feet should participate. When that happens, something remarkable occurs. The entire body begins organizing itself differently. Posture improves naturally. Balance improves naturally. Movement improves naturally, not because you're forcing posture, but because you're improving the foundation. The foot tripod. One of the most powerful concepts I teach is the tripod foot. Most people don't realize the foot has 3 primary points of support: the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, and the heel. Together, these create a stable tripod, just like a camera tripod. When these 3 points share pressure evenly, the body often becomes more stable instantly. Try it right now. Stand up, place awareness into the heel, the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe. Distribute your weight evenly. Notice what happens. Your posture probably changes immediately. Your balance likely improves. You may even feel taller. Why? Because your nervous system now has a stronger foundation to work from. Simple exercises to reawaken the feet. Let's make this practical. What can you do today? First, spend more time barefoot, safely, at home, on grass, on natural surfaces. Let your feet experience the world again. Second, spread your toes. Most people can barely move their toes independently. Practice daily. Third, stand on one foot. Even 30 seconds per side can be transformative. Fourth, walk on varied terrain. Sand, grass, pebbles, forest trails. Different textures challenge the nervous system. Fifth, practice mindful walking. Feel every step. Feel the tripod. Feel the arch. Feel the toes. Walking becomes exercise for both the body and the brain. What people often notice: when people begin improving their feet, interesting things happen. Their knees hurt less. Their hips move more freely. Their backs feel looser. Their balance improves. Their confidence improves. Their posture changes. And often they never directly treat those areas. The foundation improved, the body reorganized, and more fully engaged. Remember, the body is always trying to organize itself. Give it a better footing, and it often finds a better solution. The bigger message: this isn't really about feet. The feet are simply the doorway. The bigger lesson is that the body functions as one integrated system. Everything affects everything. Modern healthcare often separates the body into parts, but nature never did. Nature built a connected system, a living network, a kinetic chain. When we reconnect to the footing, we reconnect to the whole. And sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest results. Closing inspiration. So the next time you experience stiffness, poor posture, balance issues, or aches and pains, ask yourself a simple question: have I paid attention to my footing? Because the answer may be right beneath you. Your feet have been carrying you every day of your life. They have taken millions of steps, supported every adventure, every challenge, every victory. Perhaps it's time to return the favor. Take off your shoes, feel the ground, spread your toes, stand through your feet, walk with purpose. The body is built from the ground up. When the footing gets stronger, the entire structure has the opportunity to rise. And that may be one of the most important health lessons you'll ever learn. I want to leave you with a mental model that I think will serve you well. Think of your body not as a collection of separate parts, but as a single integrated system where everything is connected. When something goes wrong, the temptation is to look at the site of pain and treat it in isolation. And sometimes that is appropriate. But more often than not, especially with chronic issues, you need to zoom out and look at the whole system. And when you look at the whole system, you realize that it is built from the ground up. Your feet are the foundation. They are the first point of contact with the world. They are the sensory organs that tell your brain where you are. They are the mechanical base that determines how force travels through your body. And they have been neglected, constrained, and weakened by virtually every aspect of modern life. The good news is that this is fixable. It takes awareness, it takes consistency, and it takes patience. But the changes you can make starting today: going barefoot more often, exercising your toes and arches, rethinking your footwear, practicing balance, seeking out varied terrain. These are simple things that cost little or nothing and can transform how your body feels and functions. Start today. Take your shoes off. Feel the ground beneath you, spread your toes, stand on one foot. Your body has been waiting for decades for you to pay attention to the footing it is built on. And when you finally do, you might be amazed at how many problems start to resolve themselves from the ground up. If this video opened your eyes to something you had never considered before, share it with someone you care about who is dealing with chronic pain or balance issues. Sometimes the most powerful information is the simplest, and the idea that your feet might be the missing piece of the puzzle could change someone's life. Take care of the ground floor, and the rest of the building takes care of itself. Subscribe to the channel so you can see future health and wellness tips. Remember, small daily habits can create life-changing results over time. Thank you for being part of the Well of Wellness community. Until next time, take care of your feet, take care of your body, and keep moving toward your best health. Be sure to watch the next video that's coming up on your screen, where we'll continue exploring simple, practical ways to improve your health, wellness, movement, balance, and quality of life. I'll see you there.